This is it, the final episode of my Rhythm Race development series. In this episode, I finally publish the game, polish everything up, and reflect on the entire journey of building this with AI. Before releasing the game, I made some important quality of life changes based on playtesting. One big thing I noticed was that hitting the beats was actually too difficult. Even when players felt like they were on time, they were getting misses. So I adjusted the timing window to make the game feel more fair and more fun. I also added a visual cue that shows exactly when to press the spacebar, which made a huge difference for readability and player experience. Next, I finished building the lobby. I wanted it to feel like you're inside of the stadium, getting ready for the big race. And since my game doesn't have a huge player base yet, I made it so that a single player can start the game alone. That way you don't need to wait around for other players to join just to experience the game. After completing all 3 races, players are now teleported to the final podium experience. This part takes data from all 3 races, swimming, biking, and running, and combines it to determine your final placement. So it's not just about winning one race, it's about performing consistently across all 3. By far, the hardest part of this entire project was setting up the teleporting between experiences in Roblox. It took hours of trial and error. There were times where I would try to add teleporting and it would completely break my beat system. This is where working with ChatGPT really became important. I learned that you have to be very clear and specific with your prompts. For example, instead of just asking, add this, I had to say, add this without interfering with the existing beat timing code. And when something broke, I copied and pasted the previous working code into ChatGPT and told it to not change anything else. That made a huge difference. ChatGPT didn't just help with big systems, it helped with small details too. Like when I wanted to resize the pop-ups, I could literally ask, where do I change the size? And it would point me exactly to the right line of code. That saved a lot of time and frustration. Before releasing the game, I tested it with multiple accounts to simulate real multiplayer, and honestly, I'm really proud of how it turned out. It feels like a real game now. Looking back at this entire project, the biggest thing that I learned is that AI can be an incredibly powerful tool. Once I figured out how to build the running experience, everything else became much easier. ChatGPT started to understand how I structured my game, and it helped me to replicate it across swimming and biking. That being said, it wasn't always easy. There were a lot of moments where things didn't work, where I felt overwhelmed, and where I honestly wanted to quit. But I kept going. I kept testing, fixing, and going back and forth with ChatGPT until things finally worked out. If there's one thing I hope that you take away from this, it's that you don't need to be an expert programmer to start creating games. Even if you have little to no coding experience, you can use AI as a tool to help you learn and build step by step. Progress might be slow at first, but it adds up, and eventually you end up with something you're proud of. Thank you so much for watching this series, and this is Rhythm Race.